U.S. forces in Iraq have captured an ISIS chemical engineer who was producing mustard gas, first used by Germany in World War I. Mustard is not lethal in most cases, but it does cause severe burns to the eyes, skin, and lungs, and so it is banned by the civilized world. David Martin has more on this.
This video appears to show the aftermath of an ISIS chemical weapons attack using a mustard agent in Syria last year. But a recent operation mounted by Delta Force commandos inside Iraq may have disrupted future chemical attacks by ISIS. In a raid last month, Delta captured an ISIS chemical weapons expert, an Iraqi who had once worked for the regime of Saddam Hussein. After interrogating him, U.S. intelligence was able to identify a building in Mosul where mustard agent was manufactured and loaded into artillery shells. This video, released by the British Defense Ministry, shows a building described as an ISIS weapons factory being destroyed by an airstrike this past weekend. By Pentagon count, ISIS has mounted a dozen chemical weapons attacks in Iraq and Syria, a fact confirmed by CIA Director John Brennan in a 60 Minutes interview.
We have a number of instances where ISIL has used chemical munitions on the battlefield.
Artillery shells.
Sure. No.
ISIS has access to chemical artillery shells?
There are reports that ISIS has access to chemical precursors and munitions that they can use.
Just the day before the strike on the chemical weapons building, U.S. aircraft targeted this top ISIS commander, known by the alias Omar the Chechen, who the Pentagon considered to be the equivalent of the group's Secretary of Defense. U.S. intelligence is still trying to confirm if he was, in fact, killed.
And this evening, Scott, news of what appears to be an intelligence gold mine. Names, addresses, and phone numbers of some 20,000 ISIS fighters from countries across the Middle East, Africa, Europe, and North America, reportedly given to London Sky News by a disgruntled member of ISIS. CBS News consultant Richard Walton, a former head of counterterrorism for Scotland Yard, says if the documents are authentic, this would be one of the most significant intelligence finds since ISIS was created.
And we'll be following up on that. David Martin at the Pentagon tonight. David, thank you.